That corn's grown about 2 feet since our last video. Hi everyone, it's Ann here with another episode of Live on What You Grow. I'm out here today. I'm going to harvest the last of our garlic. Unfortunately, this garlic should have been harvested probably last week, but it was so rainy that we didn't even get out here to do it. So I'm not sure if these are going to be good or not, if they're going to be split, but we're going to find out. We harvested our main crop of garlic on July 9th, which was about 2 weeks ago. And this one here looks perfect to harvest. Some were dried on the bottom, but there's still a few green ones here. These here, they look like they've gone too far, but we're going to dig them up and see what happens. This is an Italian heirloom garlic called Calabria, which I was really hoping I was going to get good bulbs. It's not too bad. These dried ones. The soil down here, it's still really moist. This is still wet on these bulbs. But we had 2 days of sun. I thought it would dry out, but I guess the mulch really keeps the soil moist down here. And so far, so good. These really are nice big bulbs too. Oh, that one's a little smaller. We usually grow a lot of garlic. Not only do I like to use it in cooking, but it has so many medicinal properties that I wouldn't want to be without garlic. Especially over winter. I make fire cider. Oh, let me just show you this one. Really dried up, and the cloves have already started to split. This one will have to be used up right away because that won't last in storage. More. But as I was saying, garlic has such great medicinal properties. It's antiseptic, antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal. It helps to stimulate the white blood cell production, and it boosts the body's immune system. I use it as one of the main ingredients of fire cider, which is an old New England tonic to help the immune system, especially good in the winter, help prevent colds and flus. So I have John's handy sifter here for this purpose of laying these out so these can dry out. The other garlic that we picked 2 weeks ago has been drying. I had some laid out like this. I also have some that I had just tied together in bunches to dry. And then just yesterday, I cleaned these up, trimmed off the roots, and I tied them up in bunches like this. Makes it a little bit neater. These are hard-necked garlic, so you can't really braid them. This is a tying process. I think it looks good, and I think I'm probably going to do a video within the next couple days of how to do that. Oh, let me just show you these. We bought a bulb of elephant garlic in the fall, and I had never grown elephant garlic before. We had one elephant garlic bulb, and 5 cloves came out of it, so we planted 5 cloves, and this is what I dug up. And I wasn't sure because these look like onions. There's no visible cloves, and I have since learned that these are called rounds. And I was told that if I plant this again in the fall, that next harvest next year they will be in cloves. So we're going to give it a try and see what happens there. I also want to mention, now we have all this free space here. I'm not sure what we're going to plant in here, probably beans. But over here on this side where the main crop of garlic was, we have some celery, some daikon radishes, and some red kale. Like I said, we harvested on July 9th, and we had these seeds started in June, so that when I pulled the garlic, these were ready to go in. I also want to show you, this is a potato plant that grew up on its own. We didn't plant this one. We must have missed a potato or two last time. We have a couple of these that grew up around the garden, and my grandson and I dug another one up this afternoon, and this is the harvest from just one plant that grew up on its own. Not bad. And he was having so much fun digging these out. It's like digging for gold, I think. Okay, so for letting these go that long, they're not bad at all, except for that one that split. But please don't let them go as far as I did. They should not be so dried up like that. Try to harvest them when there's only a few dried ones on the bottom and still some green on the top. So we're going to let these, the ones I just pulled, we're going to let those dry out for a couple days, and then I'll probably bunch those up. But we will be back with another video on how to tie up the garlic like that. Hi, Macy. Okay, so this is our harvest. This is what we just picked today. And I don't think I mentioned that this has to cure now. It has to dry for 2, 3, even up to 4 weeks. These actually were in the ground long, and the ground was damp and wet still, so they might have to go longer. And as this one here, I showed, it's split because it was left in the ground too long. This one will not store long at all, so this is one that will get used right away. These over here, the other garlic, this is some of our first harvest from July 9th. These were dried on screens like this, and now I just put them in the basket. Some of them I hung in bunches and had drying in the kitchen. I have 3 more bunches like this in the kitchen drying, and then I tied up this one, cleaned these up, trimmed the roots, and I think this looks just really, really nice here. So we are going to do a video on that. I forgot to say also before, I wanted to say about Rosemary Gladstar. She's one of the well-known herbalists that I follow. I've been a follower of her. I took classes of hers since the early 80s, 1980s. She's an author, I think 12 books maybe. She's 40 years of learning, training, and writing for her. You should look her up because she's got some really, really good YouTube videos. But she was asked once if she could only have one herb in her kitchen, what it would be. And her answer was it would be garlic. Not only because it adds flavor to the food, but because it has so many medicinal properties. And she says her motto for garlic is that it's useful for everything, which is true. It's like I did say before, it can boost the immunity, it's anti-inflammatory, it improves heart health, it can even clear up skin because it's antibacterial. And another way, so this is interesting that because of the antibacterial properties in fresh garlic, it can be used to kill the bacteria that can cause food poisoning, including Salmonella and E. coli. But just because that's true doesn't mean that you should, forego proper food sanitation and food handling. But it is something that's good to know if you're going to be living on what you grow, homesteading to any degree. It's nice to know that you have something like garlic that is twofold properties for food, for cooking, yet it does have all the medicinal properties too. So see you on the next video. Pretty.
Thanks for watching. We will see you on the next video. If you click over on the link to the right, you'll go right directly to the next video, and we'll see you there.